Welcome to today's video, where we explore one of the most elusive and notorious figures in organized crime. Many have asked who holds the title of the richest mafia boss in the world. While solid proof is difficult to come by, analysts and investigators believe that Indian crime lord Dawood Ibrahim, also known by his nickname D, stands out among the rest. Estimates suggest that Dawood Ibrahim's net worth is around $7 billion as of early 2025, making him one of the wealthiest and most influential underworld figures alive today. How exactly did he reach this staggering level of power and wealth, and where is he now? Let's find out. Dawood Ibrahim was born in 1955 in the Ratnagiri district of Maharashtra, India. His father, Ibrahim Kaskar, served as a police constable in Mumbai. This twist of fate, being the son of a law enforcement officer, makes Dawood's eventual path into organized crime all the more intriguing. Growing up in a modest household, Dawood was exposed to the realities of Mumbai's streets from a young age. The city's bustling neighborhoods were a melting pot of cultures, commerce, and crime. As a teenager, Dawood and some of his friends got involved in petty crimes, mostly theft and small-scale scams. While these early infractions were minor, they marked the beginning of his deeper involvement in Mumbai's underworld. During the 1970s, Mumbai's criminal scene was dominated by established figures like Haji Mastan, Kareem Lala, and Varadarajan Mudalia. Dawood and his associates recognized an opening to carve out their own territory, which eventually led to the formation of what is now known as D Company. Dawood's initial ventures revolved around smuggling electronics, gold, and other contraband into India. By capitalizing on the gaps in law enforcement and border security, he managed to amass a steady profit. Over time, D Company diversified into other lucrative activities. The group began running extortion rackets, illegal gambling dens, and Hawala, an informal money transfer system, operations. Hawala, in particular, offered a covert way of moving money without leaving traditional paper trails, thereby strengthening Dawood's global reach. During the 1980s, Dawood Ibrahim's influence expanded beyond Mumbai. He forged relationships with international smugglers and local politicians, using bribes, intimidation, and a broad network of loyal subordinates. Over time, his tentacles reached into countries throughout the Middle East, Africa, and Southeast Asia. Law enforcement agencies around the world began to see D Company not just as a local Indian operation, but as a transnational organized crime syndicate. Dawood's big leap onto the international stage occurred when he became involved in narcotics trafficking. Drug trafficking was far more profitable than the smuggling activities that had built his early reputation. Through contacts in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and other regions, D Company secured routes for heroin, hashish, and other substances destined for lucrative Western markets. The massive earnings from the drug trade fueled further expansions into money laundering, arms dealing, and real estate investments. In the early 1990s, Dawood's name became almost synonymous with organized crime in South Asia. His ability to stay out of reach, despite being on the radar of Indian intelligence, Interpol, and even the United States law enforcement, only added to his mystique. By this time, his operations stretched so widely that it was nearly impossible to track them all. Front companies, shell corporations, and alliances with other underworld figures made it exceedingly difficult for authorities to pinpoint his exact activities, movements, or net worth. One of the darkest chapters in Dawood Ibrahim's story is his alleged involvement in the 1993 Bombay bombings. This tragic event consisted of a series of coordinated bomb blasts that struck Mumbai on March 12, 1993. Killing hundreds of people and injuring many more. Indian authorities claimed that Dawood, along with other conspirators, orchestrated and financed these attacks in retaliation for earlier communal violence in the city. The severity and complexity of the bombing shocked the world and brought the name Dawood Ibrahim into mainstream media headlines. In response to these bombings, the Indian government launched one of its most extensive manhunts. Dawood fled India, and intelligence agencies indicated that he might be living in Pakistan, although Pakistani officials repeatedly denied this claim. The bombing cemented Dawood's standing as one of the most wanted fugitives internationally. Interpol issued a red corner notice against him, while Indian and international law enforcement agencies doubled their efforts to capture him. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, Dawood Ibrahim was no longer just an Indian problem. Authorities around the globe recognized the scale of his criminal empire. In 2003, the United States Treasury Department labeled him a specially designated global terrorist, imposing economic sanctions that froze his assets in US jurisdictions. This designation was significant because it brought international pressure against individuals and entities suspected of doing business with him. Despite these sanctions, tracking down Dawood remained complicated. His operation was reputed to have multi-layered structures, ensuring that orders from the top were passed through a chain of intermediaries. D Company also forged alliances with other powerful criminal and extremist groups, making it risky for law enforcement to mount direct crackdowns without facing severe retaliation. Estimating the net worth of someone like Dawood Ibrahim is a near impossible task because so much of his fortune is hidden behind secret bank accounts, shell corporations, and properties under false names. However, most analysts have pegged his wealth at around $7 billion as of early 2025. This estimate takes into account his alleged stakes in real estate, gambling rackets, drug trafficking profits, arms smuggling, and even Bollywood film financing. Real estate plays a massive part in his empire. Properties in Dubai, Karachi, and various parts of India are believed to be linked to D Company through layered ownership structures. Additionally, rumors persist that Dawood has investments in upscale hotels, shopping centers, and other high-end ventures that generate millions of dollars in revenue every year. Money laundering is another pillar of Dawood's wealth. By channeling funds through hawala networks and offshore havens, D Company effectively masks the origins of its money, making it look legitimate enough to invest in projects around the world. Law enforcement officials often face an uphill battle unraveling this labyrinth of financial transactions. Today, many believe that Dawood Ibrahim resides in Pakistan, though both he and Pakistani officials categorically deny these allegations. Sources suggest he might be hiding in safe houses provided by influential contacts, constantly moving around to evade detection. Despite being in the crosshairs of numerous agencies, he has managed to avoid capture for decades. While there have been occasional rumors of failing health, no definitive evidence confirms Dawood's medical condition. Some reports claim he has been under the radar to manage high blood pressure or kidney-related issues, but these accounts remain unverified. Nevertheless, it appears D Company continues to operate under his remote guidance, focusing on diverse operations. From narcotics to trafficking in counterfeit currency, it is not all smooth sailing for Dawood Ibrahim. Multiple international efforts aim to freeze assets linked to him, disrupt D Company's networks, and capture the fugitive boss. Intelligence agencies from India, the United States, and other countries have set up special units tasked with tracking his associates and money flows. Simultaneously, rival criminal organizations and factions within D Company itself might threaten his control. Leadership disputes can arise when a boss has been in hiding for so long. Some experts believe that internal rifts, especially over how to handle day-to-day operations and revenue distribution, have led to power struggles that could undermine his empire's stability over time. Despite these hurdles, Dawood Ibrahim's legend remains very much alive. He has become a near-mythic figure in India's cultural imagination, referenced in countless movies, television shows, and books. For many, he symbolizes the era when Mumbai was overshadowed by gang warfare and brazen acts of terror. His story also serves as a reminder of how crime, politics, and power often intersect in complex societies. Dawood Ibrahim's alleged net worth of $7 billion and his global web of influence make him stand out as the richest mafia boss in the world. Whether he is lurking in a hidden mansion or negotiating from behind a screen, his capacity to shape criminal enterprises on multiple continents remains undisputed. Authorities continue to pledge that they will bring him to justice, but given his track record, few would be surprised if he remains out of reach for years to come. From humble beginnings in the chaotic streets of Mumbai to the top of the global underworld, Dawood Ibrahim's journey is a dramatic saga of ambition, cunning, and ruthless determination. With an estimated $7 billion in net worth, he arguably holds the title of the richest mafia boss alive today. His story underscores the darker realities of transnational crime and the immense challenges facing the agencies trying to dismantle his empire. So, will the world ever see this elusive figure finally face trial, or will he remain in the shadows, evading authorities indefinitely? Only time will tell. Let us know what you think about the notorious Dawood Ibrahim in the comments below, and be sure to stay tuned for more videos exploring the world's most powerful and mysterious underworld figures.